Hi, I'm Mike Zyda, and today's talk is on my second trip to China, which was the 3rd through the 10th of January in 2016. So I'm going to show you the slides, bring them up. Here we are. We want to make sure we share the sound and optimize for video. All right, here we go. And one last thing, hit play. Okay, here we are. China, 3 through 10 January 2016. I'm Mike Zyda, and today is actually the 8th of November. I'm not fixing that. And my trip started in Beijing. Beijing, this is CCTV building, and really started in Los Angeles Airport International. Air China, Star Alliance, flying to China. And here we are flying across the ocean. Now we're already just about to fly over Pyongyang and land in Beijing. And here I am at Beijing Airport, just going a little quick. I'll slow down a bit. And the hotel I stay at in the first part of the trip is the Hotel New Otani. The Changfu Gong is the Chinese name of the hotel. And there it is. And there's a couple of things from in and around the hotel here. It's kind of cool, like a hotel. It's kind of the January is gray, cold part of the year. You can kind of see some ice on the little pond they have out in the back of the hotel. And it's just, I thought I'd give you what it looks like there. Kind of this cool little pagoda-like structure. You can see the koi fish are still there doing well. And outside, you can see people doing Tai Chi at the hotel. And I think this third one is a video, so I'll play the video. Just a short video. They have a spa, and I like to put little strange things into my talks about different places that I go because they're all different, quite different from where we are. And here is the spa list of things you can get done. You can get ear cleaning, 98 renminbi, cupping for 98 renminbi, the gua sha treatment, which who knows what that is? I don't know what that is. Um, Korean leg massage. Does that mean a Korean comes and massages your leg or what? I have no idea. My favorite though is cloud head. What does that mean? I have no clue. And then the last one here at the very top is protect kidney with 4 hands. So 4 hands will protect your kidney while the rest of you, what happens? I don't know. That sounds very strange. Anyway, some ducks just kind of hanging out in the middle of the hotel, hoping for someone to open that door for them. And one of the places I go to immediately in this trip is the 798 Arts District in Beijing. This is a picture of the Arts District. It was originally a power plant built by East Germany, built during the Cold War, and it's basically abandoned now. And now there's a bunch of artists that have taken over the spaces in various buildings in the Arts District. And my friend Qingyun Ma has a space in the 798 Arts District, and that's what the next set of slides are going to be about. And he's having a dinner. We're having a dinner. This dinner party is for the people who have invested and bought a subscription to his winery. So you get a certain number of bottles per year, and he has an annual dinner with them so they can try out some of the wines. And this is one of those dinners, and it's in his space in the Beijing Arts District. It's the same place. If you saw my previous talk on China, this is the same place where I gave my talk. This is kind of like a classroom. The students would sit on the right-hand side. They'd go up on the left-hand side, and the professor would stand in front or whoever is going to give a talk. Again, here's another shot of the table. It's a kind of a fun party. There is the pianist getting ready for the event. And it's up on the second floor. There's a lot of really cool art. my Dean Ma. He's got a huge collection of art in his space here. Is Wang Jian, who is the organizer for this event. And here's the menu. So we're going to have Iberico pork tataki, carpaccio with apple textures and pickled sweet chilies. We're going to have pink royale foie gras with popcorn. We're going to have Spanish cocido croquettes with mint. And then for your main course, you can choose between codfish with roasted leek cappuccino or Iberico ribs with balsamic sauce and sweet potatoes. And dessert is Alaska flame tart. This is just one of the many fantastic dinners that Ma has invited me to over the years. And we're also having some champagne. There's some of the art that's upstairs in the art gallery. There is this is a cat that is on the table. This picture is one of my favorites in that art gallery. This one is gorgeous. And here's the people. There are the attendees for this party. There's Dean Moss standing up there and with the glasses on. He's holding a glass of his wine, and a lot of very interesting visitors. I have no idea who they are. Some of them are actors and actresses in the film and entertainment industry in China. He knows a lot of them. Uh, I know this guy who's in the center. I have seen him in films before. I don't know his name. The woman on the left is also in film, and I don't know her name, but they are at this event. It's really cool. And here's everyone taking lots of pictures and videos of Dean Ma giving his speech. Again, one of the art pictures. This one's close up. And there he is again. He's going to sing. This is a So notice I get invited to all these great parties. It's just a wonderful part of going and visiting other parts of the world. We leave Beijing and fly to Xi'an, and our hotel is the Grand New World Hotel, which has got in the middle of it's got this sculpture that's absolutely cool. I have this, somebody gave me a brass statue of this sculpture, so it's kind of cool. Now, I put this picture up here, and I am in my hotel room, and my hotel room smells like smoke. And inside the hallways, it smells like smoke. And if you look out the window, it looks like smoke, and it is smoke. It's basically coal in the winter. This is January in 2016. China is using coal to generate power and generate heat. And it just is, the air is hard to breathe. Oh, and I always love these little signs that are in the elevators. This one's kind of got some cool pictures. It's got no playing or jumping. What's the fun of that? Please don't push the buttons randomly. I like that. Probably the people who do that are little children who actually probably can't read that sign. So I don't know who that sign's for. No leaning. Please don't slap the door and force it open. I do that all the time. This sign is for me. All right, so we're in Xi'an, and one of the first things we're going to go see is the Forest of Steles Museum, which is established in the year 1087 Common Era. It's basically 1087 AD. People probably in California would say, or United States. And what a stele is it's a technology for solving the problem of if somebody writes something and in the year 700 CE, how do they keep that what they have written alive for the future? And so a stele is a carving of that thing, of that thought or book or story or saying onto a piece of stone that's going to last forever. So this is the Forest of Steles Museum, and this is a stele. This has got Confucius's writings from 551. He lived 551 to 479 BCE, before Common Era. And he has a lot of his writings preserved, being carved into stones. And if you go, this whole museum is a whole forest of carvings into stones of famous and important writings that were all collected in about the year 1087 and put into a museum so that they could keep this information forever. You know, we have the same problem with computers, and that you start using stuff on a laptop, the laptop runs out of disk space, and you start making copies onto a CD-ROM or a DVD, and then the next thing you know is maybe you can't read those anymore at some point in time because nobody puts those on their computers anymore. So this is what they did way back in the year 1000. This whole building is covered in sayings. Probably many of them are from Confucius, is what I was told. This stele is really cool. It sits on top of a turtle. This is called the Nestorian stele. It's erected about 781 Common Era, and it records an early Christmas celebration in the Tang Dynasty in China, where the emperor bestowed excellent incenses and shared royal delicious foods to the public. That's kind of cool. And there's more steles on the wall everywhere. I don't know what they all are. I didn't take pictures back in 2016 that were good enough. My phone was just not good. Now, my phone now would do that. There's another one. You see how complicated these are. And you know, it's going from right to left, and it's going from the top of the page down. All right. There are more steles, and sometimes they get quite intricate. You know, a lot of these are behind glass, so people don't mess with them. But they have really intricate frames or, you know, very hard stone bases so that they don't get knocked over or messed or moved or anything. And there's just tons of them in this museum. Another stele, and it's just very cool. The other thing, you know, if you learn about Chinese, simplified Chinese uses about 2,000 characters now. And back in the day that these were written, there were about 50,000 different characters. So sometimes this may be difficult to read even for someone educated in China. This one is a stele with some writing probably about this particular view of the sacred West Mountain in Huashan. It's a Chinese print from the year 1800. It's also in this museum. Next to that museum is the Shanxi Beilin Museum, which has got an amazing number of things carved in stone. And this is totally cool. You see a lot of things that look like Buddha in various representations. You'll see a lot of them where the faces have been chipped away, which may be that there were some, you know, some Muslim influence in making those faces go away. You can see just an amazing amount of detailing. This one, the detail is fantastic. And I didn't record all of the cards that say what these are in precisely. But what I've been doing slowly is I can take the picture, I can put it into Google search and say, search on this picture and what is this? And it usually tells me what it is. And so in the cases where I could get that information easily, I put this up. Again, here's another one where the face is missing. This museum is spectacular. It just has an amazing amount of carvings, and what you learn right away is that the search for Buddha or for the teachings of Buddha was very big in China, and so there's a lot of art and a lot of writings in and around Buddha. So again, you'll see a carving of Buddha, another carving probably of Buddha, and more carvings. So this is, I think, very cool. They're just absolutely gorgeous. I like this one because it looks like it's telling a story. I'm not quite sure what the story is, but there's characters in each of these little boxes, and there must be something there. And I don't know the story, but I took the picture. I think the picture is gorgeous. Another Buddha. Here's another statue. It's a little broken. I think the one of the arms is off, the nose is chipped, but you know, this is in a museum since the year 1000 practically. In this hall is just here are a whole bunch of carvings that are just gorgeous. They've all been collected in this museum. At some point, these were somewhere else. They were in a temple, they were in a pagoda, but now they're in the Baleen Museum in Xi'an. Here's some more close-ups of them. Very definitely, this is sort of Chinese faces, but maybe some Indian influence in the art. Outside of this museum are a whole bunch of things. There is this carved horse, and here's a picture of me. And this is so old that it just looks like it's just barely there. This piece of art has been sitting outside. It's got hit with rain falling through highly acidic, smoky skies, and little by little, this goes away. This is a collection of hitching posts. So they all have weird carved faces, and somebody's collected all these hitching posts and put them in this part of this museum outside. And again, they have the same problem with putting this type of art and leaving it outside, is that eventually it just dissolves. But it's still kind of cool. I like this particular dog there. It's kind of neat. And this is like a dinosaur. I don't know what this is, honestly. This is this is a tomb. This is someone's elaborate tomb that has been collected and put inside this museum. It's got all this gorgeous carvings and etching. These are multiple pictures of that tomb from different sides. And some of the artwork that you see in from those tombs is very cool. I don't know, this is some kind of guy sticking his tongue out in anger. Oh, here we go. I'm not sure if this looks like a dinosaur. It's either that or a giant dog. I never knew what this was. I just thought it was kind of scary. Oh, there he's scaring me. Yeah. All right. This is some more, who knows what it is, but it's very cool looking. This one I love a lot. This carving has snakes all over it, and it's got the skin of the snakes exactly right. And it's absolutely gorgeous. The next picture, I'll show you some more pictures of that with some of the carvings up close. This is a statue. This is the Qing statue of Zhou Kong. So I don't know. Zhou Kong is some type of warrior. He's got this amazingly sharp sword. And this picture I thought was just like, whoa, who is this guy? Ah, here we go. You get this snake picture once again. And here's some close-ups of the skin. I just think the detailing on the artwork in this museum and on these sculptures, which are over, 1,500 years old, are just amazing. All right. Got a little duck. We saw the real duck earlier. Again, is this a tapper? Maybe that's what this is. It's a tapper. Could be a tapper. Okay, I would always see something that's really strange, like this is a fire extinguisher box. It's a fire extinguisher box. Somebody kind of wrote it out in their own English. All right. If you're in Xi'an, there's this giant city wall, and I'm just showing you one picture of it. I think in one of my future talks, I may have a lot of pictures of the city wall, but it's very big, and it goes around the central core of the original part of Xi'an. And it was basically to protect itself from invading warriors. I mean, Xi'an is, I think, founded in something like 202 BC, is it 202 Common Era, if I recall correctly. So actually, I think it's 202 BCE. It's a long time ago. As you move about through Xi'an, you see just rivers everywhere go through the town. And this is a quick map. You can see Xi'an. You can see Lintong is up to the left. Lintong is where Dean Ma's winery and vineyard are, and it's also where the Terracotta Warriors Museum is. All right. We're back at the Grand New World Hotel in Xi'an, and you can look out in the sky, and it's gray and smoky smelling. This is winter. They're burning coal. All right. And Now we're in a car. We're going to the Ministry of Culture of Shanxi Province. This is Dean Ma on the right. Of course, you probably recognize him by now. And the Minister of Culture on the left. And they're signing an agreement and with us to be cultural and technological advisors to the Ministry of Culture. So it's kind of cool. We sign this agreement, and I get a letter of appointment. And this letter of appointment says Michael Zyda is going to be a cultural and technological advisor and consultant to the Ministry of Culture. And these guys own all the historic museums in Shanxi Province. They own the Terracotta Warriors, they own the Bailin Museum, they own all of these. They're very interested in how do you take augmented reality, virtual reality, and theme parks and wrap a story around them so that using those modern technologies, people can know the story of the historical relics. After that meeting, we go off to the Terracotta Warriors Museum to meet with some of the staff there. And I don't have any pictures of that staff meeting. I thought it was too formal to take a picture. And we dropped in to see the Warriors just for about an hour. And then we had to go somewhere else. But you've seen some of these pictures. I took these for our brief run through the museum. And there's a picture of Dean Ma. And, so Ma means horse in Chinese. And he wanted his picture taken next to the horse. He's a fun guy to be with. And this is the building, the second building, where it's basically recognizing the World Heritage nature of the Terracotta Warriors Museum and our efforts to start this project. All right, we're back at the hotel, the Grand New World Hotel in Xi'an, and we're going to have dinner, and we're looking at the menu, and I didn't take the whole menu. I just took the fun parts of the menu. So tonight we could have camel meat stewed in sour flavored tomato soup, or we could have stewed camel's feet, or we could have marinated camel's meat with Chinese red pepper. I'm not sure what I chose, but I'm sure it wasn't a camel. It probably was something more like beef. And I don't know, I just saw these and I said, I got to take a picture of these. They're really cool. These cool piece of art. This is my hotel room in that hotel. It's pretty nice. It's very clean. It's perfect. So if you ever are thinking of going to the Grand New World in Xi'an, it's a great hotel. All right, so we're going to do a trip to the giant wild goose pagoda in Xi'an. And the giant wild goose pagoda is the start of the journey to the West, which you can see the book on the right. That's the volume 1. And Journey to the West is a Chinese novel published in the 16th century during the Ming Dynasty and attributed to Wu Cheng'an. It's regarded as one of the great Chinese novels and has been described as arguably the most popular literary work in East Asia. The novel is a fictionalized and fantastic account of the pilgrimage of the Chinese Buddhist monk Xu Zhang, who journeyed to India in the 7th century to seek out and collect Buddhist scriptures, or called sutras. And so I'm standing this is a statue of that monk who is going to go off on the journey to the West. If you're in China and you're in Xi'an, the journey to the West could be to India. And in the back, kind of in the haze, is the giant wild goose pagoda. There's the wild goose pagoda. We're going to get closer to it. You can see a policeman's wearing a face mask with a breathing apparatus because he's going to be outside all day in Xi'an. I have had friends in Xi'an get hospitalized from the air there. This is absolutely beautiful. I think the detailing that you see on these old historical places like the giant wild goose pagoda is just absolutely fantastic. And these buildings with the uplifted corners, I love that. I don't know why, but I do. We're going to get closer to the pagoda so it's not so smoky. This is an incense burner. I don't know what this building is, but yeah, I thought it was cool. Okay, now we're going to go see Buddhas. We're going to see more Buddhas than you've ever seen before in your life, most likely. And they're either gold. And this is my former student, uh, Tianju, Tianju, and he's from Xi'an, and he I happened to be in Xi'an before he was flying back to USC to work on his degree and be my TA. And he took me around the giant wild goose pagoda. It's got this beautiful building in front and this great carving on the stairs, which we'll get close to. And this carving, again, is quite intricate. In the mid 700s, China was very into, you know, decorating at the great detailed level. It's cold. That's why I'm wearing this stocking cap. And we're going to go up and check out here. Here's another incense burner. And we're going to go check on Buddha. This is a golden Buddha. So we go in and we see the golden Buddha. This is absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. And it's pristine, it's clean, you can come in at sometimes and hear the chanting of the monks. And I just, when I go there, I think this is absolutely fantastic. I feel like I'm an archaeologist, explorer, seeing a world that is unlike America. This picture, I took a panorama of this because this is the journey to the West in terracotta mosaic. And there's a lot of bad lighting in this room. So I tried to take as best as I could. And basically, it's showing you the story of travel from Xi'an, from both the sides to visit Buddha in the middle. And that's what the Journey to the West story is about. Here we are getting closer. The pagoda is now not so foggy, but there's more Buddhas to look at. Here's another golden Buddha. Again, it's beautiful. It's beautiful carpeting, beautiful carved furniture. A little back shot of this. Okay, here we are. This is the laughing Buddha. So we had golden Buddha, now we got the laughing Buddha. And of course, I took this picture and I showed this to my wife, and she said, "Which one is you, Mike?" Yes, that's good. I like that. Anyway, here we are. So, Wild Goose Pagoda was built in 652 AD to store the Buddhist scriptures brought back from ancient India. It is one of the most famous architectural marvels in the Tang Dynasty. Initially, it was five-storied. Then it was expanded to be 10-storied during the years 701 to 704. And the pagoda is left at seven-storied through the winds of war and some various earthquakes that happened. And it is 1,300 years ago, and when it was finally built, and it's the big Wild Goose Pagoda. Here it is again. And this is a shot that I like. Tianju and I bought tickets. We went inside. It's seven stories up, and as you go up each story, you're taking stairs, and the stairs get narrower and narrower and narrower till the very top. So by the time we're up at the seventh floor at the top, the stairs are only about half the length of my shoe, as opposed to being able to take my whole shoe. But be that as it may, Tianju and I raced from the first floor to the seventh floor, up the stairs, all the way to the seventh floor, and we did not fall down the stairs, and we did not trip. So it was cool. It was just a little scary coming back down. All right, here we are. More around the Wild Goose Pagoda. And when you're at the top of the Wild Goose Pagoda, you can look out the window, and what do you see? It's smog from coal burning. All right. Okay, and now this is gross. Okay, we went from that to lunch, and we went to those are brains. Those are pig brains. And I'm thinking in my brain, I'm thinking in my mind, what does the word prions mean? Am I allowed to eat pig brains? Is this dangerous? Um, we're having a hot pot, and which is very classic in China, which is you'll notice on the right-hand side is the spicy side, and the left-hand side is the mild side. And you take meats and various things and put them into the sides, and then you pick them out with chopsticks and eat them. And it's usually super spicy, roasting hot, or it's mild. All right. And we put the brains in, cook the brains. This is the cooked brains. Sorry, that's not too gross for you. Now this is the fun part. This guy he's gonna,
我们收2个吗？哥。
对，还有一个，
this is noodles. He's getting noodles for our hot pot.
我们下新鲜啊。
行。
All right, he's putting the noodles in the hot pot. Now he's going to do a show.
At night, they will have Chinese opera here. It's opera here, not Peking opera. Just local opera. Oops. It's good?
Yes, good. I'm just catching a little video here.
哦，小心。
All right, this is, I think I've got a longer one here. I just thought this was so cool.
没有，没有，牛肉10上哪吃？更便宜啊！淡季应该是淡季，没有拿倒了的，倒了50。也是长宽远我去。我想打的那一大概要对吧？看到在手里头你就知道了。
He's getting it ready for the hot pot. All right, that was lunchtime. Later on, we're at another place in Xi'an, and this is another festival with Dean Ma. And once again, it's really fun. This is where it's a wine tasting party for his winery, and he has brought something special for us. He brought us a whole bunch of empty wine bottles, and he's given us a challenge to create art from the wine bottles, and he's given us some goopy pens, and this is what we're doing. This is my friend Sujun. She is also there at this event, and we are doing arts with wine bottles. You can see our winning bottle right there, and it's pretty fun. So this is kind of silly. Sujun is now a screenwriter for films and television. She told me she was writing 50 episodes for 3 seasons of a TV show and very busy, and I couldn't talk to her. And then now she's doing projects with some of the most famous screenwriters in China. So she has been just someone to know since then. She's doing great stuff. Here we are. Here is Dean Ma once again. This is near the end of this trip. Again, this is a 7-day trip to China and filled with all kinds of events and exciting places. And I'm now flying from home, Beijing, to Guangzhou, Guangzhou to Los Angeles. And that is the end of my trip. Acknowledgements, Qingyun Ma, Dean Ma is one of my close friends, and he is awesome. Wang Jian always does the organization of all these events. Su Jun is someone I have met in this trip, and I've kept in touch with and been a mentor on and off to her with respect to her career. And she's doing amazing successes in the entertainment industry. Anyway, this is my address, my website. If you are interested in asking me other questions about this talk, this is just to give you a quick look at what do I do in China? What are my trips like? Some of my trips are going to be 3 weeks long and have about 300 pictures. And we'll let you know about those trips as I get them done. And thank you for watching this today. I will stop sharing and have a great day. And this has been my trip to China, January 3rd through 10th, 2016. And this is now 2024. It's a long time ago now, but I remember it very well and have captured a lot of nice pictures. Anyway, have a great day and bye-bye.